Students starstruck. Thousands gathered on campus to watch the solar eclipse. And later, growing pains. Child care centers struggle to meet demands in Iowa.
Celebrating history. Iowa to host a women's basketball celebration.
Spring has stuck. Warm weather looks like it's here to stay in Iowa City.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. Today is Wednesday, April 10th. I'm Jace Bertrand.
And I'm Brady Barron.
And the third member of our team, DITV's Julia Rhodes, is live outside to tell us today's weather story.
Julia, is the sun we've been seeing recently here to stay?
Yeah, Brady, this warmer weather we've been having is looking to finally stick around. I'm live outside the Pentecrest, where it is currently 48 degrees, and the temperature is only looking to increase. Today is expected to hit a high of 69 degrees and a low of 49 degrees. Tomorrow looks to cool down just a little bit with cloudy skies and winds, hitting a high of 62 and a low of 44. Don't worry though, because the clouds will part and the sun will shine through even brighter for the rest of the week. I'll be back later with the rest of the week's forecast. For now, back to you in the studio.
Police responded to a report of shots fired yesterday morning. The shots were reported to be near Walden Road and Sylvan Glen Court. Police arrived at the scene at 2:01 a.m. They located the shots from the 2400 block of Walden Road. The investigation remains ongoing, and the police are asking for anyone with security cameras in the area to contact the police with footage from that time.
The University of Iowa community gathered at the Pentecrest on Monday to watch the near-total solar eclipse. Students and professors got free glasses and information from event booths. Thousands of people showed up, causing them to run out of glasses. Together, they watched the moon shadow cover the sun. For some, it was their first eclipse.
I would say this is a good experience. It's good to see there's so many people, not only students, but classes are out here.
The next one doesn't come for, I think, about 20 years. So as I was telling my students today, this might be the last one I get the shot at. So that's what I'm really excited about. I don't want to miss this one.
The eclipse began at midday and peaked around 2 p.m. This was the first total eclipse across the United States since 1979. The next total eclipse in the U.S. is not for another 20 years. Iowa and surrounding Midwestern states are experiencing drought conditions. Droughts impact crop production, wildlife, and water systems. DITV's Hannah Lipsky is live outside now where this drought has been affecting the Iowa River.
That's right, Brady. The Iowa River water levels have been concerningly low these past couple of months. The water is so low that you can actually see infrastructure that used to be concealed by the river, like these pipes behind me.
Right now, our soils are so dry that, when all that snow melted, the rivers didn't fluctuate up much at all.
The Iowa River water levels have been below standard since 2022, and right now it's at its worst. This has delayed river cleanup projects, the natural ecosystems, and tap water resources.
We really need to fill our aquifers back up and get those deeper water levels at higher levels.
Drought cycles are a natural part of the environment, but people can help by changing how they use their water resources.
This is a great time if you're out in your neighborhood to pick up trash, maybe put in some habitat structure, just to let when that system does return to normal water levels, that it's as clean and healthy as possible so those organisms can re-inhabit that whole corridor.
The Iowa River is an iconic part of the university and important to Johnson County. As a major contributor to the Mississippi River and eventually the ocean, water experts say that Iowa City and surrounding cities need to do their part in conserving the freshwater ecosystem. They say you can support the Iowa River by taking shorter showers, opting for eco-friendly appliances when possible, and watering your lawn and landscaping as little as possible this upcoming summer. From the Iowa River, this is Hannah Lipsky, DITV. Back to you in the studio.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the recent pressures are leaving some families at risk of going without it.
We're just trying to think of out-of-the-box ways to keep people excited to be here.
Since the pandemic, daycares and preschools have been struggling to meet the increasing demands for families in need of childcare. As more parents go back to work, classrooms are becoming more full while the amount of funding going to childcare centers are staying the same.
You literally have to say, okay, I don't have enough teachers to fill this classroom of 12 two-year-olds.
An additional pressure on centers is the low pay given to workers, leaving little incentive for childcare providers to stay in the business.
It makes it really hard for people to have it actually be a career path and stay in that.
My staff could go to the Casey's on the corner and make as much or not more what they're making now.
Some steps have been taken to solve the issue, including the Wage Enhancement Program, which has seen local businesses working with state and local governments to provide better pay for workers.
You know, it's not just great for the child care center, it's better for the children there if they have consistency in their teachers, and that if by making child care work a better wage, we could really help address that problem.
However, not every child care service is seeing funds from this program. Despite the stressors, child care centers are seeing more volunteers from universities enter the workforce, providing some relief.
We can kind of piece together their schedules to make a full-time shift.
Iowa City Incorporated hopes to work with daycares and preschools to make childcare a more sustainable career. Trouble in the House. While in Washington, D.C., Assistant News Director Johnny Valtman talked to Iowa lawmakers on their thoughts on the current situation in the U.S. House of Representatives.
In March, Congress passed a spending bill which had been pushed back for months to avoid a government shutdown. As a response, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene sent forth a motion to vacate the Speaker of the House.
This is not what I would like to be doing, but I believe it's necessary.
And while a formal vote to vacate Speaker of the House Mike Johnson from his position has not made it to the House of Representatives floor, Iowa congressmen have said that they will not support the ousting of Johnson.
I would not support a motion to vacate the Speaker. I don't think it helps us to govern and to legislate and to do the job that we're elected to do by the American people.
I came here to push back against the chaos and dysfunction, not support it, and I do not want to see another speaker fight on the floor. We need to govern.
Yet some Republicans don't share the same viewpoint with the House of Representatives.
But most of the members I've talked to agree with what I've said. They may not come out and publicly say it. Many are relieved I've said it.
Other Republicans, though, are trying to push through the split government and do what they feel is best for the party.
And I think we need to push back every chance we can against policies we don't agree with. But ousting our speaker isn't the answer here. Changing the administration and changing leadership in the Senate is.
With pressing matters of business, including aid for the Francis Scott Key Bridge, Pfizer, and FFA reforms, along with others, Meeks wants to focus on the task at hand.
So we have some very important things that we need to get done, and I think our time should be focused on those things that are going to impact the American people the most and that they want to see done.
With the House of Representatives being busy with multiple other things, there is no clear timeline on when or if there will be a vote to vacate Mike Johnson. From Washington, D.C., Johnny Valtman, DITV.
Out of the archives and into the theaters, DITV's Madison Johnson explores how Film Scene series featuring black filmmakers has changed over the past year.
Last year, Dr. Haley O'Malley began the Out of the Archives film series, inspired by a revival of the Sojourner Truth Film Festival, which was thought to be the first black women film festival. After its success, Film Scene decided to expand Out of the Archives into a monthly film series.
Here at Film Scene at the Chauncey, the Out of the Archives series hosts black films which have rarely and sometimes never before had public screenings, along with those which make use of archival footage to tell news stories.
These screenings always feature a pre-show meal and a post-show discussion, ultimately striving to build community and expose these films to a wider audience.
They will hopefully bring in people that don't go to screenings like this. I think that's one of the goals, is to get people who have never thought about what the value of seeing an archival film in general is to come.
Community building is not the only goal of the project, as they work to encourage the preservation of historical films.
But part of showing grant boards that films matter, that they should be preserved, is to demonstrate that they have an audience now, that people are eager to see them now.
Ultimately, this series works to challenge the ideas of which films deserve to be remembered.
Kind of breaking down maybe the biases that go into that established canon and reimagining what it should be.
Sunday, April 28th will be the final screening of this semester, showing University of Iowa film professor Chris Harris's debut film, Still Here. From Iowa City, Madison Johnson, DITV.
A new AI tool introduced. Artificial intelligence is making its way at the university. DITV's Tara Gillespie is live in the newsroom with how to utilize this new feature.
Yeah, thanks, Brady. UI students can now use Microsoft's free access to AI chat service Microsoft Copilot. UI staff and faculty have had access to it since January, but is now available for all students. The AI tool is intended to make tasks more efficient and boost creativity on campus. The public relations team at the UI have instructed professors to be extremely clear that AI usage should not be abused in any way in the classroom. Students can get started on this tool by going to the Copilot website and logging in with their Hawk ID. Back to you in the studio.
Coming up later, furry friends get some special attention in this national holiday.
Before that, let's take a look back outside with DITV's Julia Rhodes for the forecast for the week ahead.
Thanks, guys. I'm thrilled that spring has finally decided to stick around and give us all consistently warmer weather. As finals approach, students are taking a much-needed break outdoors and soaking in the rays. After a cloudy Thursday, the rest of the week looks to warm up a lot. The temps will increase day by day, with the high of the week being in the mid-80s on Sunday. The lows will stay pretty consistent around the 40s and 50s. If students have breaks in classes, this is a great week to sit outside the Pentecrest soaking in the rays. Back to you in the studio.
After a historic year, the Iowa women's basketball team will celebrate their season and their accomplishments in Carver Hawkeye Arena this evening. This year, the team went to their second straight national championship, won their third straight Big Ten tournament title, and won a program record 34 games, which is also tied for the most wins in a season by a Big Ten team. The Iowa Pep Band, Spirit Squad, and Herky will all be there to hype up the crowd, and the team will get to show off their new trophies to the Hawkeye fans. Fans in attendance will have the opportunity to listen to head coach Lisa Bluter and the 5 departing seniors, including Kaylin Clark. The celebration starts at 6 p.m. tonight and is open to everyone. The evening should draw quite a crowd, just like the national championship game. It was announced yesterday that Sunday's championship had an average viewership of 18.7 million people. It was the most viewed college basketball game since the 2019 men's national championship between Virginia and Texas Tech, and it was the most viewed women's game ever. That wasn't the only big announcement yesterday, as Caitlin Clark added her second Wooden Award to her trophy case. She's the 6th player ever to win it back-to-back, and last year she was the first Hawkeye to ever win the prestigious honor. The Iowa men's baseball team will host the St. Thomas Tommies tonight at Duane Banks Field. This is the second time these two teams have met this season, with the Hawkeyes getting the win 9-3 last time out. Last time out, Michael Seegers went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a home run, while the Hawkeyes struck out the Tommies 8 times and held them to just 3 hits.
The Iowa men's golf team finished up the Calusa Cup in Florida yesterday. The team shot 28 over par and came in 7th place overall. Freshman Noah Kent stood out, scoring only 2 over par and being one of only 10 players to score an eagle. The Hawkeyes will return to Iowa State to host the Hawkeye Invitational on April 13th through the 14th. A new esports facility is sent to be built in Coralville near the Lowe's off Highway 6 as part of the Highway 6 revitalization project. The facility will have an auditorium for people to come and watch competitions while also having room for gamers to come and play for recreation. The completion date and cost project have yet to be announced. And if you have a dog, give them an extra hug today. Today is National Hug Your Dog Day. The holiday got its start in the early 2000s by a dog trainer based in Chicago. From there, it spread to become a national holiday. Research has shown that hugging and petting dogs helps reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve heart health. And you know, Brady, I personally love my dog so much. Do you have a dog?
Yes, I got a 100-pound chocolate lab named Buddy back home.
I have a 150-pound Weiler. You know, he's a little bit big, but we're working on it. He gets bullied at the doggy daycare, but it's fine. We all love him. I love petting him. He's such a snuggly guy. Thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For Julia Rhodes and Brady Barron, I'm Jace Bertrand. See you again on Friday morning right here on DITV.